Hi friends. I hope you're having a great day. I just want to let you know that I am a day late doing my craft kit. I know, it's so sad. You probably all noticed too. Anyways, so this is what happened. I designed the cards and I was unhappy. I made the kit, I made the video, and at the end I was like, this sucks. I was just really upset about it. So I redid it and now I'm doing the new video. So you don't get to see the old cards. You don't get to see my mistake cards, but they're very similar to these. Just know that. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start with the first card. So the first card is going to be kind of this fun black and gold color palette. Okay, so we're just going to kind of do kind of a fun geometric combination. I just really love these colors. Black and gold, it just always makes me really happy. It's kind of a classic color scheme. There's a lot that you can do with it. So what I've done is I've cut out some mirror card gold squares, got two big ones, and then I also have two little guys. Same paper, just a little bit smaller. And then this is new black Star Dream paper. It's a text weight, which means it's flexible. It's, you know, kind of like copy paper weight, but it's a beautiful metallic black. It is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So I don't have it in cardstock yet, but probably in the future I will. So I've cut out 3 pieces that are a 1/4 inch thick, and then 3 pieces that are just 1/8 of an inch thick. Then also I have 3 little circles there. Okay, also out of the mirror card. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of have fun and just create kind of a cool, kind of modern, geometric kind of fun shape. So you are welcome to just get inspired and do lots of fun things. You do not have to copy me. If you want to copy me and follow along, you're welcome to. So, and that's totally fine. Basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start out by laying down my squares. I'm going to give myself a nice 1/4, or not 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch border on 2 sides on that corner, and then also on this corner here. The reason I'm doing this is just to kind of give it balance, kind of make it asymmetrical, and then also I'm kind of, kind of balancing my focal point here, so then that way it's not too overwhelming or too heavy on one side. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay these down. This one I'm going to put kind of in the middle kind of quadrant of that section so that there's about even amount of space on those kind of 3 sides there. Oop, make sure that's straight. And we're going to do the same thing down here. Okay. All right. So this is what we have this far. Okay. Oh, wait, no, we're going to get fingerprints on this, and that's okay. It happens. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and I kind of wanted to kind of give, use these strips here just to kind of, I don't know, make your eye kind of, it just kind of gives it some different directions, just kind of making it a little bit more fun, a little different. Okay. Oh, we'll throw that guy in here. Why not? Oh, actually, I'm going to put him over here. And I'm probably going to do some sort of diagonal lines here with a couple of these. I think that might be kind of fun. So I'm going to lay down just a small little bit of glue. You really don't want to use very much when you're using the glue here, because if you get it on the mirror card, you got to, this is the mirror card, this kind of metallic paper here. If you get it on there, the glue, it just gets really messy and kind of a pain to kind of clean. So I'm just going to tell you that right now because I've already had experience with that. And I was a little bit annoyed, so just letting you know. All right, so we're going to lay down that strip, and I'm going to do the second one. Again, just a small amount of glue there. Lay that down. And what I've done is I've actually covered up the left and right side of that little square there. It's kind of almost making it look a little bit more like a rectangle, actually, and I did that totally on purpose. All right. You're like, did you do it on purpose, Ellie? Yes, I did. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit, well, this guy is going to go right here. Okay, it's going to go across. I'm actually going to use my fingernail just to mark. I oftentimes use my fingernails to mark paper. That's my little tip for you. You always have a little way to measure paper right at your fingertips. Ha! Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just put that on there. Tiny little bit of glue. I'll lay that in place. I'm going to go a 1/4 of an inch down so that I have a 1/4 inch above and then that 1/4 inch kind of repeating. Okay. And then right below that, I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch. So 1/8 of an inch space and then my 1/8 of an inch strip. I'm going to lay that down, mark it with my fingernail, right at that edge. Then I can just use my scissors to just cut right there. Again, putting in hardly any glue so that it will just barely stick but not leak out and get super messy. I am really reiterating that because I already told you I made this card once. It did not go well. There was glue literally everywhere. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, so we got our little 1/8 of an inch and our 1/8 of an inch, quarter inch. See? Okay, but it's just the one square. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and use some of our fun little shapes here. We got our little circles. Kind of do some fun different things, and depending. Kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead and lay those down. You don't really need very much glue to lay these little guys in place, just enough to hold it down. I'm calling these the modern cards because they're just, kind of modern. They're kind of geometric, kind of fun. There's nothing too specific, but they could really work for anything. Or Art Deco is another way, I guess, of saying that. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit, tiny bit of glue on that one of these little skinny strips here. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to start at the very corner of my paper, of my edge of my cardstock there. I'm actually going to just line this up a little bit, make sure that's going to work. It is going to work. Oh, nope, I changed my mind. I'm not laying that down yet. Don't lay it down. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up, I'm going to go off the edge of the paper, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm actually going to go off the edge of the paper just a little bit. What I'm doing here is I'm catching this edge of this corner right here. Hopefully we can do glue too much everywhere. So we're catching the corner right here. Again, yours does not have to be perfect, just like mine. It does not have to be just like mine. Yours can be unique, just like yours. I can't believe I'm still getting glue everywhere. Maybe you guys are having a similar situation. When I first did this, I got literally so much glue. Okay, I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch between. Again, when I say just off the edge, I mean like just barely off the edge because it's going to be a bit of a stretch. Okay, all right. So this is what we have. See, it's going to hang off the edge, but then there's 1/8 of an inch of gold between the two 1/8 of an inch pieces. So that's what we're kind of aiming for. All right, I'm going to flip my paper over. This is going to help me kind of see the pieces that are sticking out right here, and I can easily trim those off. I'm going to close mine and see these little pieces here sticking off. I'm going to go ahead and just cut those. Okay, so now we have the front of our kind of Art Deco modern card. I'm really happy with this so far. Okay, so you have some leftover pieces. You're welcome to lay them in. You might find that you like them in some different places. I'm done with those, I've decided, at least for the time being. Okay, so now I have this gold, and so we're going to add a little bit of a gold kind of little pop kind of here and there. I think that would be kind of fun. I think I would really enjoy that. So we're going to cut our piece of ribbon here into some little sections. So just cut a little piece, and then maybe it's about the length of your middle finger or your ring finger, right? And so one end is going to be just straight. Whoops, we'll trim that just a tiny little bit. Okay, now it's more like the length of my pinky. All right, so now we're going to cut just a little triangle. Okay, on the side, I'm going to cut another little strip. Oh, this one will be the length of my middle finger. And this one, we're going to do another triangle. We want it to be really similar. And if you're not sure, you can always kind of match it up like that. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys, you can't see where my hand is. There we go. You can match up next to your other one and see it should be a straight line right across like this. See? Oh, I've probably been doing all sorts of work over here. You guys haven't seen it all. I apologize. Okay, so then the last little bit, it's probably, again, 2 knuckles worth. It's not very big. On that one, I'm going to do this little chevron, the little flag, this little guy. Okay, one of those. All right, so this is what we have right here. 2 triangles and a little flag. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick those on. So we get this nice pop of this really bright kind of glittery gold, okay? We're not going to use glue. We're going to use double-sided tape. I guess you could use a little bit of glue if that's what you have laying around. You just don't need very much. I'm also a little worried about it staining. So if you're going to use glue, maybe you want to use a tiny little bit on the paper, and then you can press it down. I'm going to use double-sided tape. All right, so I'm going to put one little piece right here, the longer piece. I'm going to put the shorter piece. Oh, let's see. I want to put it right there. Kind of want to put it right down here. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put my other little flag piece right over here on the right side. Okay, so that's kind of my plan there. All right, I'm going to kind of tilt up that light so you can kind of see where I laid that down. Okay, all right, so first off, we're going to go ahead and then we're going to lay this piece right here on the corner. I'm going to lay down some of my double-sided tape so I can just quickly do a stick. And as I lay this down, I'm going to go ahead, oops, I have to sneeze. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to lay this down so that my edge is nice and straight, and then I have my diagonal kind of going out so that the open end, right, so you have the closed end, that's the point. The open end here is going to be on the edge of the fold, okay? That's how you know. Then this other little piece down here, we're going to lay him in, and see how your, when you lay this down here in the middle, this little middle piece, again, if you're following along with me, that's wonderful. If you're doing your own thing, I hope you're having a lot of fun. Okay, so this little piece in here, I'm going to lay this in and see how it's kind of creating this little triangle, this gold triangle. I'm aiming for that, okay? So I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of double-sided tape only at that little, in this little bottom little channel right here, so that that's enough just to stick it down, because I don't want to get any double-sided tape in that little triangle that I've created there. And there's going to be a tiny little bit of an overlap right there, and that's going to have to just be okay. Sometimes that's okay. All right. And I'm going to turn my black paper over and trim this. All right. And now the last little chevron piece, I call this little chevron. I'm going to go ahead and lay this in. And I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this down enough. I don't know if your triangle is cut in a way that my little triangle is cut out of my little piece of paper here, but if it is, you can actually line this up so that this is diagonal with this paper right here. See how this is, whoops, this is the same angle. There we go. This is the same angle right here and here. Okay. But see how also this line and this line matches up? It makes kind of like a black square right here. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm talking about right here. Right there. See this line? And then that's the corner of the square. So that is another thing that I'm trying to do here. So I'm kind of trying to do that at the same time. So I put a little bit of double-sided tape on my ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. Trying to match up those two angles there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and trim that off. All right, there we have it. Oh, and as I have a tiny little bit of ribbon left, I have these two little pieces here that have a little triangle bit cut out. I'm going to go ahead and just stick those on the inside, because why not? And we'll do this guy right here like that. Okay, so this is what we have on the inside, and this is what we have on the outside. So there we have it, friends. That is our modern geometric card. Kind of cool, isn't it? I'm actually kind of happy with how that turned out. All right, friends, on to the next card.